Namaste yogis, this is Nicole for Yoga Union, this is Joe for Yoga Union. Welcome to our today's handstand analysis class, and we're gonna do some handstand drills. This is a part of our analysis class, but let's see this as a little more playful workshop, and I'm gonna show you different tricks, preparation, variation, and some different ways to enter and exit the handstand, and you can work towards it. So it will be very good if you have a wall, if you're at the beginning of your handstand, and very useful will be to have something soft so you can fall on, and maybe we're gonna need some towels, so we do some abdominal exercises with the towels, or you can use your socks if you have your socks in your house, so you can use your socks, and this is all we're gonna need today. Let's begin with a warm-up for the shoulders. So bring our hands on the shoulders and let's start doing some circular movements. I will try to give you all the theory. So handstand, as you can understand, is an arm balance, hand balance, to be honest, that we balance on our palms. Let's go the other. Change direction on your circle. And the base, the foundation is going to be super small. It's going to be only our hands. And all the strength has to be on the arms. But remember, by the time you will find, let's do some shoulders up and down. By the time you will find the perfect alignment in the position, this is going to get light. You shouldn't be feeling tight or tired when you're in the position, when you are into the bones to bone alignment. Stay down and let's lean to the left, lift the right elbow up and the opposite, and back to center. Interlace fingers, exhale around the back. Inhale, bring the arms up, extend, exhale around the back. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Inhale. Lean to the left and lean to the right. Stay to the right with your right hand. Grab your left wrist and pull it to the side. And let's go to the left. Come back to center. And let's start doing some circular movements, like swimming. And the opposite. And let's do the other, backwards. And the opposite. So we really need to prepare the arms, shoulders, shoulder joint mobility, and strength, and release. So the muscles we're going to use to hold the handstand, we're looking for a static handstand, though we have many variations. It's going to be, first of all, the arms, and then it's going to be all the abdominal part. Handstand is one of the inversions, maybe the hardest to balance because the foundation is really small. And remember that we always balance on the fingertips. So we play on the fingertips and we move the weight on the fingertips and less in the base of the palm and the wrist. So we really want to bring the weight towards the fingertips, like we're grabbing the mat or the floor under. One more thing, the hardest is the surface, the easiest for the wrist. So if the surface is really soft, it's not good for the wrist. Usually this is worse for the wrists, but it can be okay for the beginning to use your yoga mat, or if you have wooden floor, that will be ideal. If you feel you slide, of course, you need to use something under it. And I'm going to start explaining a few things about the position of the shoulders. Let's turn around, just turn your back while you sit it. And turn your back on the camera. So for this one, let's just begin talking about the arms alignment. So if she raises her arm, and this is how she will do it, you remember that we always need this little gap between the ear and the shoulder. For the handstand, we don't need that. We need exactly the opposite. So she will have to raise the shoulder up and bring it closer to the ear. This is what we want. Can you please do it one more time? So this is the external rotation that we learn for downward facing dog and for every other posture that we have the arms extended. But for handstand, in order to activate all that muscles, we really need to lift this up. This is how you get the straight line later for your handstand. Please release and turn on the side like me. So can you please raise your arm up again? So let's see what happens. Bring your shoulder down. And now we're going to do the same movement. Bring the shoulder close to your ear. As you can see, the normal position of the body, the normal reaction of the body is to bring the ribs out, to pop the ribs out. And this is the hardest part. If you do this, you move the lower ribs out, this will end up being a banana handstand. It's not going to be a straight line. And let's release this down. And let's do it one more time. So let's reach the arm up, bring the shoulder close to your ear, and grab with your hand the ribs and pull them down. Yes. Holding this position. And this is the hardest part in handstand. And release. In order to do that, to keep the shoulder high and keep the ribs in, we really need to activate the abdominals. And this is how we correct or how we ruin our handstands. So just for you to know, this is the first part. First, we need to find the alignment in the shoulder. If our shoulders stop here and I cannot bring them back, then we need to do a few shoulder openers. And I'm going to show you one right now. Please stay as you are. I'm going to bring the blocks here. And, well, maybe you can do it before the blocks. So just come to your tabletop position, hands and knees. And please bring your... walk your hands to the front, like you want to touch the floor with your forehead and your chest down, like the puppy pose. Yes, without your elbows. So move the hips back, and yes, and walk the hands a little more forward. So this is the puppy pose. You can come to this position by touching the chin down or by touching the forehead down, and stay here for the beginning. If you can come that deep, that means that your flexibility, the shoulder mobility, is already enough for your handstand. If you stop here, you need to spend a lot of time in this position in order to open the shoulders and move them all the way back. So this is the puppy pose. You can do it as a nice shoulder opener. Please come back. And if this is not enough for you, for example, for Joe or for me, this is pretty much okay. She doesn't get a lot of a stretch there. She does, but it's not that deep that maybe she needs. So we can use the blocks, and now we will bring the elbows on the blocks, and we'll do the same position. So you please walk the knees further back. Yeah, so she can do this, or she can bring the hands, bend it back. Yeah, here. And she can come a little deeper, or in Namaste here. Yeah, here. So she can dive a little deeper. She has some height, so she can sink the chest down on the floor. And if this is not enough for you, you put 2 blocks and 2 blocks, or the block in the higher position, and then you do it again and release. Exit the both child's pose. So this is a nice shoulder opener if you really want to open your shoulders and begin with it. Or you can do the one we do against the wall here. This is also nice for your shoulders as a warm-up, if you need to increase this mobility in your shoulder. Let's see another thing that can happen, and this can cause also to create this shape of handstand, and we really want to see this shape of handstand. So if this is happening to you all the time, first it can be the shoulders, but second it can be the pelvic tilt. So you really need to tilt the pelvis down. Please lie down on your back. I've mentioned that many times in our classes, but for this one I'm just going to mention one more. Step the feet in hip distance apart, and let's do the shoulder bridge. Please bring this arm out to the side so they can see. So here, please create one gap between the floor and your pelvis. So arch your back. Yes. So this is what is the problem for handstand and for your position. So I will ask you to bring the ribs down and tilt the pelvis. Please do this 2 more times on your own. So when you arch your lower back, this will be a great gap between. And now we need to bring the ribs down, tilt the pelvis. So this is going to be like standing. This in and this down. This is the tucked position that we need. The tucked position is the position that we need in order to find the straight line. And keep in your mind that handstand is never static. Even if you're in a position without the wall and you don't need the wall and you stay, you feel you're static, still the legs will be moving, but the movement is so small that it's not visible. Don't expect yourself to be this way, like when you're standing with your feet on the floor. This position will never happen upside down. You will be swaying from side to side, but this will be so little that it's not visible. And if you see somebody from the outside, it will be like super static. So let's find the plank position when you're ready. So for this one, you remember the plank and visualize like the handstand. It's a perfect plank. Can you please bring your feet together? Big toes touch. So this is a plank with the big toes together, a little harder to balance. And please, let's do all the mistakes. So break this down, yes, and move the shoulders out. So this is what we don't want to see. This is never going to help you with your handstand. So to begin with, press my hand up, so round the upper back, and tuck the tailbone under. So she really engages the lower abdomen, and the glutes here. So this is the position we really want to do the handstand and release, break the pose, child's pose. This is the position we really want to see. If you relax the lower abdomen and if you relax the shoulders, you're going to collapse and you're going to hurt your shoulders at some point. Let's do the same position standing. Please face me as you are. So if you try to do the same position standing, let's begin from Tadasana and find the optimum alignment here. So big toes together, knees activated, quadriceps activated, tuck the tailbone under, lift the chest, and let's raise the arms up and look up towards the ceiling. Now turn your palms to face the ceiling, and maybe you bring your arms a little further back. Move your shoulders up close to your ears, and let's come to the tippy toes. Lift the heels up. Squeeze the lower abdomen in. And release. And down. Let's do this one more time. This is how it's going to look upside down. The hardest part is that we hyperextend the neck and the drishti, the gaze is so important. This is a balancing posture. If you close your eyes, it will become 10 times harder to balance on your hands. So you really need to find a point on the floor, or now that we're going to do on the ceiling, and you look at that point all the time. If it's in your home, you can put something down and you can watch it. And keep your eyes all the time in this spot, so you don't have to think about it, and you relax the mind and the body can be aligned in the position. So let's do that again. Energize the legs, engage the kneecaps, tuck the tailbone under, engage the lower abdomen, open the chest, reach the arms up, bring the shoulders close to the ears, turn the palms up, look up. So in order not to hyperextend the neck, we look somewhere a little behind the thumbs and lift the heels. Squeeze the knees in. Visualize you want to touch the ceiling. And break the pose. And release. So this is how it's going to look like. Let's turn your back on the camera. So let's see the back side. Reach the arms up, please. And move the shoulders up. Yeah, this is something like the handstand and release. This is not going to be so much tension here at the end of the movement, but this is how it looks like now. in order to engage the lower abdomen, we have also another nice exercise in yoga that you can use it for your handstand. Please come down seated. Let's do Navasana. Extend the legs to the front, both pose. And keep some space behind you. You remember Navasana, so please grab under your knees. Engage the abdominals, lift the legs, and slowly lower down for Ardha Navasana. Touch with your lower back, but don't touch your shoulders down. Can you extend the legs? Slide your hands. Lower the legs down, 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 down. You can touch on me here, and I can lift you here. So this is the strength we need in the abdominals. A hollow back and release. We really need a hollow back in order to hold a straight handstand. This may be the position you see like that, maybe it doesn't look like straight now, but when you will be upside down, this will be 100% straight, because the tendency is to do the opposite, is to do this. So in order to avoid that, we really need to hollow back. And this is the position we're going to do in order to hold the handstand. And let's do it one more time. Just the hollow back as much as you can where you are. Lift the legs, lift only the shoulders, and move the arms. Can you bring the legs lower and lower and lower? And this is it. And release. So the best exercises will be a good plank and a very good hollow back, Ardha Navasana. So for this one, we can work like lifting the legs up and down. Can you bring your hands behind the head? Raise the legs up, raise the chest, and bring the legs up and down as far as you can. Keep the chest up all the time. Yeah. So this can be a nice preparation for this one. Leg raises. Rises, sorry. And release. Another exercise for abdominals that we will try is by using the towel. Yeah. So you can take this position, and I'm going to turn my back here so you can see. I'm going to use the towel under my feet. And I can find the plank. So the first will be to tuck in. And then you can start doing it with the legs extended, without losing the nice plank. And then maybe closer. And release. So this will give you all the strength and the perfect preparation you need for the handstands. Please find your plank, and I'm going to do another exercise for you. So if you have a partner, this can turn into a fun practice. Can you please bring your feet together? That will be nice. Find your perfect plank, and I'm going to lift your legs up. Not very much, like this. So I'm going to hold the plank, and I'm going to surprise her. So when I leave one leg, she's supposed not to drop it down. It's kind of hard. And release. So this is a fun exercise to activate your abdomen and all the strength you need. Also, all the strength is in your arms, so you build all the strength you need for the handstands. And after you have all this preparation and fun, let's talk about how you can exit a handstand if you're doing it on your own. So, in order to avoid dropping back, which for yoga is useful because sometimes we drop back to a bridge, but in order to hold the handstand, I will recommend to avoid this for some time. In order to find one straight line for the handstand, if you always drop back in a back bend, then your chest will open, the lower back will open, and we really don't want that. We want the opposite. So if you tend to bend over to fall on the other side, skip that, avoid it, and learn to live on the side. So you fall on the side. So I'm going to demo this one. So let's say that I'm trying to do a handstand and I'm losing it. So the best thing you can do is to move to the side. If I'm doing it here, sometimes we also like to walk the hands. So for this one, this can be a walk. Or the other way. Let's say that I'm here and I'm losing it. I can move to the side. So this is the safest way to go out of a handstand instead of going all the way on the other side. And this can help you if you're in the wall, if you're doing a handstand against the wall. Then you can also leave on the side, or you can just return the same way you enter the posture. If you feel like you're falling, please use the wall and leave on the side or back. One rule you should always remember for handstand: never bend your elbows. So if you're in a handstand and we bend the elbows, then we cannot really control it, and maybe we bring the head down or the face down, and this is the last we want. So keep your elbows straight and just move your legs in another direction. So you don't really want to bend your elbows in a handstand. Unless you're very, very strong and you're moving in another position. So let's use the wall and see how we can do a handstand against the wall. So place your hands down just on the floor. And remember, the position is the same, index finger parallel. So she will find the position, bring the shoulders over the wrists, and a little more forward, and look somewhere here. And start do some kicks against the wall. And this will be the beginning. You see what's going on here? This leg stays heavy. This leg stays heavy. So the leg that is giving you all the strength, the push, will stay down. And this is 95% what's going to happen. In order to change that, two things can happen. First, the leg that will push you up, it has to be extended in order to come up, so you don't leave it bended. You extend it and you energize the leg to come up. And another cue that I like is that when I lift, I kick one leg up, the other leg is chasing it up. So it's going to look something like that. I need to chase the first leg with the other leg and touch them, even if I touch the wall. So this will push me, but it has to chase the other. The foot that is on the floor needs to chase the other leg up fast. Let's try. And then I can show you another way. Shoulders over wrists. Higher. That was nice. One more. All the way to the wall. Next time. So you see that at least now the legs are coming up. If you're not in that level that you reach the wall, you need to kick a little stronger. You need to kick up a little stronger in order for the first leg to touch the wall. But in that case, maybe you want to help your student a little more. And let's do the same position, and I can show you from the side what I'm going to do. So you have the wall, so you can help them. So you're going to kick what leg?
With this.
This one. Okay. So please walk the feet closer to your hands. Stay where you are. Extend one leg. Lift the heels. Stay. Okay. Keep it lifted. Keep it up. Up. And press me down towards the floor. And come back to the wall. To the wall. To the wall. So this can be the first experience for handstand. She will have to use this and this. Yep. Now she has a perfect, super nice alignment, and return down. Perfect. So if your student can understand the cues, if you grab one leg and you ask them to push down, then the other leg will come up. And you have the wall as support. And remember, when we are on the side of the student, it's safe for us as teachers because they will not kick us in the face, and sometimes they kick very hard. So it's also important for us to be safe in this position. Let's do this one more time, please. And I'm gonna just lift you up and then you come down. Same leg. So I'm gonna go to the side, walk closer, and lift one leg up, push against me, and come up, all the way to the wall. Perfect. So if they need to touch the pelvis on the wall, this is pretty fine. If they don't need to, this is even better because they're getting closer, and return down on the floor. So this can be the first exercise. Another way to do it, to find a nice alignment in the handstand, is that you do a handstand against the wall. So I'm going to come in this position, bring my hands down, step on the wall, and I'm going to start walking the wall with my legs and go against it. So I go as closer as I can. And this is hard to get out, so you really need to go out to the side from the wall. This is a little scary, but if you're looking for the perfect alignment, this can help you. We can try another drill, and it will be this one, and I'm going to show you a few more for press handstands against the wall. So if you can find the position, just kick up on the wall, please. I can help you. Bring your hands down and just start to kick up against the wall. Higher. One more. And I can grab here and bring her here. So she's doing really nice, holding the ribs in, tucking the tailbone. Can you look towards your toes? Up. Yes, and bring one leg away from the wall so you can see it. Yeah, and change it. So you try to really look at your toes, and you see that she has the nice alignment, and return. So she will do this. Tuck the chin in, and then try to look at your toes. This will bring you the alignment you want. And after the body remembers this alignment, then you can hold it and change the head. So this is another exercise you can practice with the wall. And the strongest you become on your handstand, then the more you can approach the wall, the closer to the wall you get. When we begin the handstand, we need to leave some distance. When we get stronger, we go closer and closer and closer because we can the wall. At the beginning, this is not possible, but for intermediate and a little more experienced students, practitioners, this can be very helpful to find straight line in your handstand. And remember that if you're looking for this straight line, you need first to observe how is your body. For example, my body is not very straight, like Joe. So you see that I'm curving here. So even if I do the tuck down, my body is not going to look super straight in the handstand. I think this will take a few more years of practice, or maybe never. I can still do the handstand, but it's not going to be super straight. If you don't have a wall, but you have a partner and you still want to practice, you can pretend to be the wall. Please find the position, and let's do it on the side here. So she will bring the position on the arms, on the hands that we use for down dog and for any other arm balance. And she will come from the down dog, walking the toes, the feet in, lift the heels a little more, and look towards your fingers. So the drishti is somewhere below the thumbs. Somewhere a little below the thumbs, and she's rounding very nice the spine. Can you lift the heels a little more and walk as close as you can? So this is her limit. This is getting really tough on the abdominal now, and start to kick up, and I can pretend to be the wall. One more. So if I'm here, I'm lifting her up, and she can hold the position. Look towards your thumbs. Down, 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 down. Look down and release. Namaste. So he likes to walk in the handstand, so I will let him walk for you, and then we will find the static handstand by only pushing the legs up. Remember that if you want to keep the position stable and static, you need to lift the legs up all the time, like you want to touch with your feet the ceiling. Let's do your handstand. So he can do a nice handstand on his own. He doesn't really. You can do a handstand. So he likes to walk, but I'm trying to stop him. And you lift the legs up. Yes. And move the ribs in. So he can hold the position a little longer. And I will be around. And down. Return. So Alex is going to try another handstand at the tuck position with the knees bent, and I'm going to show you how you can help someone a little more advanced. So I'm going to stand behind to be the wall, but I know that he can control the handstand, and I will grab the pelvis and I will support with my knees his shoulders, so he will not fall. And I will hold the pelvis, and he can bring the knees down to the chest and then up. So let's do the handstand. I can hold the pelvis. And he can bring the knees down to the chest. And again up. One more please. Knees to chest. And up. And hold it. Hold it. On your own, down. So I'm going to show you another adjustment, a little more advanced. If you want to lift someone with the legs open from the side in a press handstand and you want to help them. So the easiest way to do it is you lean against the wall. So I'm going to lean against the wall and I'm going to open my feet in a half squat, a little bend, and she will bring her hands inside of my feet. So she will again have her hands, I want you to see that, shoulder distance apart, and I can step outside the hands, and I can bring my knees closer, and she can come closer to my legs, and she can lean on my legs. The head is in between. She will open the feet out to the side, and I can grab down from the outside, and I can lift her up in a handstand. So she can find the position here, and I can ask her to open the legs out. I change my hands, and she can come down slowly. And bend your knees, stay down for a moment, and come up slowly. When you come out of this, you always need to come slowly. Do handstand, don't forget to enjoy. So just practice whenever you can. Yeah. Let's do some stretching for the wrists and out. And for the elbows, wrists and elbows. And the opposite. And touch your shoulders and move the shoulders back, one after the other. Extend the right, left under. And bring it behind the head. And let's do the other. And behind. And just release, shoulders up. One more. Hands to the heart. Namaste. Thank you. Thank you for watching.